Welcome to the Spoken Library. Today, we're exploring The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, a principle so simple yet so powerful that it can transform every area of your life. Hardy, the former publisher of Success magazine, distills decades of studying high achievers into one core concept. Small, smart choices made consistently over time create radical differences. This isn't a book about quick fixes or overnight success. Instead, Hardy reveals the unsexy truth that most people don't want to hear, that extraordinary results come from ordinary actions repeated consistently. The compound effect is the strategy of reaping huge rewards from small, seemingly insignificant actions performed daily. Think of it like compound interest in finance. A penny doubled every day for 31 days doesn't seem impressive at first, but by day 31, that penny becomes over $5 million. That's the power of compounding. Hardy argues that this same principle applies to your habits, relationships, health, career, and finances. The problem is that most people quit before they see results because the changes seem too small to matter. This book is Hardy's blueprint for harnessing this principle intentionally, showing you how to make the compound effect work for you rather than against you. Hardy begins with a story to illustrate how the compound effect works. Larry, Scott, and Brad are all similar. Same age, same income, same lifestyle. Then their paths diverge in small ways. Larry continues his current lifestyle with no changes. He's not doing anything terribly wrong, just living an average life with average habits. Scott decides he wants more excitement. He starts having a few drinks after work, spending more money on entertainment, eating out more often, and sleeping a bit less. These aren't massive changes, just an extra 125 calories per day and slightly less disciplined habits. Brad, on the other hand, makes small positive changes. He cuts 125 calories from his daily diet, starts exercising for 20 minutes each morning, and begins reading 10 pages of an inspirational book every day. Again, these changes seem almost insignificant on any given day. After 5 months, nothing noticeable has happened to any of them. Their lives look essentially the same. After 10 months, still no dramatic differences. This is where most people give up. They don't see immediate results, so they assume their efforts don't matter. But Hardy fast-forwards to month 25. Now the differences are striking. Scott has gained 33 pounds. His marriage is struggling because of his lifestyle choices, and he's in debt. Larry looks about the same, but he hasn't made any real progress in life. Brad has lost 33 pounds, looks younger, has more energy, his career is taking off, and his relationships are thriving. The key insight is that small choices don't seem to matter much in the moment. Eating a donut today won't make you obese. Skipping the gym today won't ruin your fitness. Reading 10 pages today won't make you smart. But it's the cumulative impact of these choices over months and years that create your destiny. Hardy emphasizes that the compound effect works both ways. Positive actions compound into success, but negative actions compound into failure. Every choice you make is either adding to or taking away from your future. The challenge is that we live in a culture demanding instant gratification. We want results now, but meaningful change requires patience and consistency. Hardy argues that understanding this principle is the first step to taking control of your life. Hardy's second principle focuses on the power of choice. He argues that you are where you are because of the choices you've made, and you'll only get to where you want to be through the choices you make from this point forward. Most people don't take full responsibility for their lives. They blame circumstances, their upbringing, the economy, their boss, or bad luck. Hardy challenges this victim mentality head-on. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. The problem is that most of our choices are unconscious. We operate on autopilot, making the same decisions repeatedly without thinking. Hardy estimates that we make hundreds of choices every day: what to eat,
how to spend our time, what to watch, how to respond to situations. Most of these choices seem trivial, but they compound over time. To harness the compound effect, you must become aware of your choices. Hardy recommends tracking everything for a week: what you eat, how you spend your time, what you spend money on, how you talk to yourself. This awareness is often shocking because we don't realize how many poor choices we're making unconsciously. Once you're aware, you can start making different choices. Hardy emphasizes that you don't need to make massive changes, just improve your choices by small percentages. Instead of eating the entire bag of chips, have a handful. Instead of watching 3 hours of TV, watch 2 hours and read for 1. These small improvements compound dramatically over time. Hardy also introduces the concept of eliminating energy-draining choices. Every decision requires mental energy, which is why highly successful people often simplify their lives. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily to eliminate one decision. By reducing unnecessary choices and creating routines for important ones, you preserve energy for decisions that truly matter. The key takeaway is that your life is a printout of your choices. If you want different results, you must make different choices, starting today. Hardy's third principle examines habits, which he calls the operating system running in the background of your life. According to research, about 95% of what we do is habitual, which means we're essentially operating on autopilot most of the time. The good news is that once you establish positive habits, they work for you automatically. The bad news is that bad habits work against you just as automatically. Hardy emphasizes that you must identify and eliminate bad habits while installing positive ones. To change habits, Hardy outlines a specific process. First, identify your triggers, the cues that prompt your habitual behaviors. Are you triggered to snack when you're bored, stressed, or watching TV? Do you check social media when you feel anxious? Understanding your triggers is essential to changing the pattern. Second, identify the routine, the actual behavior you perform in response to the trigger. This is the habit itself, whether it's eating junk food, scrolling social media, procrastinating, or any other automatic behavior. Third, identify the reward, what you're really seeking from this habit. Often we think we want the surface behavior, but we're actually seeking an emotional state. You might not actually want the cigarette, you want stress relief. You might not want to scroll social media, you want connection or distraction from difficult emotions. Once you understand this habit loop, you can change it. Hardy recommends replacing bad habits with good ones that provide similar rewards. If you stress eat, replace it with a walk or deep breathing. If you compulsively check your phone when bored, replace it with reading a few pages of a book. Hardy stresses that changing habits requires patience. Research suggests it takes an average of 300 instances of practicing a new behavior before it becomes automatic. This means if you're trying to establish a daily habit, it might take nearly a year before it feels natural. Most people quit long before reaching this point. To support habit change, Hardy recommends several strategies. First, start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life at once. Focus on 1 or 2 keystone habits that will create positive ripple effects. Second, design your environment to support your desired habits and make bad habits difficult. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. Third, track your habits daily to maintain awareness and accountability. Hardy shares his personal habit of maintaining a peak performance routine. He wakes up early, exercises, reads, plans his day, and primes his mind before engaging with the world. This morning routine sets the tone for everything that follows and has compounded into extraordinary results over years. Hardy's fifth principle focuses on momentum, the force that makes success easier once you get moving. He compares this to a rocket launch, where the most energy is required during liftoff. Once the rocket breaks through Earth's gravity, maintaining momentum requires far less effort. The same is true for personal change. Getting started is the hardest part. The first few weeks of a new habit feel difficult and require tremendous willpower. But once you build momentum, maintaining that habit becomes significantly easier. The challenge is pushing through the initial resistance. Hardy identifies several momentum killers that derail progress. The first is starting and stopping. Every time you stop, you lose momentum and have to start from scratch. Consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to exercise 20 minutes daily than to work out intensely 2 hours once a week. The second momentum killer is the one exception trap. You convince yourself that one missed day won't matter, one donut won't hurt, one skipped workout is no big deal. But Hardy warns that these exceptions break your momentum and make it easier to make exceptions in the future. The compound effect works in reverse too. One exception compounds into many. To build and maintain momentum, Hardy recommends several strategies. First, multiply your learning. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, and find mentors. The more you learn, the faster you grow, and growth creates momentum. Second,